Surprise, surprise, another trailer reaction. I knew that we would be getting the Aventurine trailer at some point. I just thought that we would get it before the Experience the Paths Volume 2 album would drop. So, color me surprised that the album dropped first. Okay, so already 100,000 or so people have already seen this, and the video description has almost nothing in here. A conceited aptitude often conceals something, even if there was nothing to hide at the start. Alright, let's just jump straight into this, since there's almost nothing in the description other than Gamden being mentioned in the voice credit roll. Alright.
If you had
I wonder what his theme's
the
gonna be
chance
like.
to make a 2,000% return, but risked losing 100% of your principal, what would you do?
I think that's worth taking. Depends on how big the risk.
The math is simple. There's no way to define the value of a single chip.
Makes sense.
But I believe a chip is worth a miracle.
I agree, as a gambler at heart.
Our cast. It's all or nothing now.
Oh, don't remind me. All or nothing.
This is humanity in its most primitive form.
Poor Natasha. Go check out
But
my
life would
my
be
boss fight
quite
if
dull
you haven't
if it
seen
were
my
just an
playthrough yet.
unending series of wins, wouldn't it?
I think it's kind of nutty that this trailer is coming out so long after the 2.1 patch. I kind of personally wished Aventurine was in the first phase.
Let me see. Are you brave or foolish?
Let's raise the stakes. The wager will be life and death. And the prize, everything. There seems to be a slight misunderstanding, my friend.
He's gonna get the 3 dice.
At this table, you are the challenger.
We're gonna be pulling for Aventurine when he goes live.
Because
We've
unlike
saved
the
up a
house,
decent amount of pulls.
The gambler
We're not a guarantee,
knows exactly what they want.
but we have a pretty fair shot. I'm not gonna be pulling for Jingliu. I don't need a Jingliu. I mean, I probably do.
See?
Oh, they put Kakavasha in the trailer. That's so cool. Young Kakavasha. Gamba. Well, this was a fun trailer. Let's break it down and take a look at a little bit more of an analytical look at this. So, this little opening speech here, I actually agree with a lot of what he's saying here. If you had an opportunity to make 2,000% return, but lose 100% of your principal, that's an easy bet to make. It all depends on how much principal are you willing to put forth. Your principal being all of it, technically. But yeah, it's worth the risk. Especially if your entire principal is just like 1 penny. Would I risk a penny on the off chance of getting $20 out of it? Of course I would. It's just simple math. And I agree with Aventurine fully in that respect. Are those the new stickers? Hang on. Are those his new stickers on the slots? We got wine glass, we got money shower, and we got sunglasses. That's fucking neat. I love that. We got to play a little bit of his kit during the 2.1 story, so we already know what he does, and I actually really like him. I just got a Japard recently, so I don't really need him, but I want him. I want to put him on a team with Kaching, and then hopefully we get 2 more gambling characters added at some point, so we can just have a full gambling squad. Looks like victory. That's all I can say about that. So playing chips with the Sweet Dreams troupe. Then we get to this big stage here. I wonder if they're just playing like highest dice roll. But that is, again, they're both using these weird dice that don't technically have symbols on them. Or I guess you could make numbers out of it because there's the clover, but it's missing a leaf. Is there one for each one? But that's like a 1, 2, 3. That's a 20-sided die, right? Hang on, I have one nearby. Those are pentagons on each side. No. So those are pentagons on each side. So that's not a d20 that he's rolling. That's a d12. You can see that because they have the pentagons on each face. Interesting. Normally when you see a dice that has a lot of faces, you just your mind just jumps to d20. I even said as much when he does that one cutscene in the 2.1 trailer where he rolls all 3 dice. But there's actually a trick to that. You can actually roll a dice in a cup to guarantee something like this to happen. All of them being the exact same face and pattern is a little bit less likely, but stacking dice in a cup is a trick. I used to know how to do it. I mean, I still know how to do it. I'm just out of practice and not good at it anymore, would be more accurate to say. And I feel like the chip there, for story spoilers, I guess, that's probably symbolic of how he manages to stealth in his cornerstone. This is him using his follow-up attack right there, or is that his ult? No, because his ult is the one where he does the spin around the roulette wheel, so that's his follow-up attack. I'm really interested to see how many people are actually going to be pulling for Aventurine. Everybody was on the big hype train for... Everybody was on the hype train for Acheron, not me. I'm all about that Gamba, baby. We pulled for Lacha instead. We're going to have a full imaginary team. We're going to sub out my Yukong, and it's going to be Aventurine, Lacha, Welt Yang, and then last but not least, our Dr. Ratio. Or maybe we'll just keep, we'll drop Ratio in favor of just going solo DPS Welt Yang. I did recently pull Welt Yang's signature 5 cone, and I never realized how much of a fucking stat stick that was. I don't even have it all the way up to 80, but it's like leveled up to 60, and it's doing more stats than some of the level 80 cones I have that are 4 stars. There's a lot of stats on that. Welt Yang gonna be beefy when I'm done with him. Anywho, I don't think there's really much more for me to add to this, because I've really only talked about it. This was the new enemy type that got added in 2.1. It's probably going to be his Ascension material. I guess that's why they're showing it here, because I believe it is the Ascension material for Gallagher. I don't know if it's the Ascension material for Acheron. You guys can put that in the comments if that is what you farm her Ascension material off of this thing. I assume you do, because it's the new enemy that was added in 2.1. I guess this might be a good point to talk about it. So, one last thing we'll talk about before we leave is spoilers. This is your last chance to leave the video. We're going to talk about the ending of 2.1. I think it's really crazy that this trailer is coming out now, considering what happens to Aventurine at the end of 2.1. Personally, my personal opinion, I don't think he's dead. I think he'll come back. I think he's going to win that gamble. Anywho, that's enough of the spoiler talk. So, all that's left is to give ourselves a nice little outro here. If you want to see me do more reaction content like this, what you got to do in the future is you got to subscribe to me on this channel. If you want to get notifications pushed out to you, you can ring the bell. But at the same time, we do a lot of live content. We're live 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, on Twitch at twitchtv.com/sheetstreams, not Don. And the Discord links are going to be in the description of this and many other videos. So ta-ta for now. See you all soon. Bye-bye.